Hello everyone, welcome back po sa ating YouTube channel. So in this video ay magsasagot po tayo ng mga sample questions sa Republic Act 6713 or also known as Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees, in which ito po ay part ng general information sa Civil Service Examination. So without any further ado, simulan na po natin with question number 1. What is the primary objective of Republic Act 6713? A. To promote transparency and accountability in the government. B. To provide financial assistance to public servants. Letter C. To establish new government agencies. Or letter D. To streamline bureaucratic processes. Try to pause the video and answer the question. So the correct answer is letter A. To promote transparency and accountability in the government. This is because the legislation aims to ensure that public officials and employees uphold the highest standards of integrity and professionalism in the performance of their duties. Kasi po sa pamamagitan ng batas na ito, ang layunin na mapanatili ang tiwala ng publiko sa ating pamahalaan is to ensure that all government officials and employees ay magpakita ng tapat na paglilingkod at pagganap ng kanilang mga tungkulin. At sinisiguro din po ng batas na ito na walang korupsyon, pandaraya, o paglabag sa ethics na magaganap sa mga proseso at gawain sa loob ng opisina. You may refer this answer to Section 2 of Republic Act 6713. And now let's proceed with question number 2. Which of the following is covered by Republic Act 6713? Is it A. Private sector employees, B. Foreign nationals working in the Philippines, C. Public officials and employees, or letter D. Independent contractors? Ang saklaw po ng Republic Act 6713 o mas kilala bilang Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for public officials and employees. Therefore, letter C. Kasi ito po ay isa sa bahagi ng batas na nagtatakda ng mga patakaran at alituntunin para sa mga public officials and employees ng ating gobyerno. Kasi ito ay naglalayong magpatupad ng mga pamantayan sa kalinisan, integridad, professionalism sa paglilingkod ng mga opisyalis natin o kawani ng gobyerno. Question number 3. What is the penalty for violation of Republic Act 6713? A. Written warning, B. Suspension from office, C. Fine and imprisonment, or letter D. Verbal reprimand? The penalty for violation of Republic Act 6713 can vary depending on the specific circumstances and severity of the violation. The law does not explicitly state specific penalties for each violation, but it provides a framework for disciplinary actions that can be taken against individuals found to have violated its provisions. Based on the options provided, the penalty for violating Republic Act 6713 may include B and C, which is a suspension from office, and at the same time fine and imprisonment. You may refer to this video na nasa description box below, yung link, kasi nakasaad po doon or sinabi ko po doon kung ano yung mga specific sections of Republic Act 6713 which is punishable by fines and imprisonment, and which sections is punishable only by suspension from office. So the correct answer is letter B and letter C. Pero again, nakadepende po siya sa specific circumstances and severity sa violation. The disciplinary actions can be determined by the appropriate government agency or body responsible for enforcing the law. Maybe the Office of the Ombudsman, the Civil Service Commission, the Department of Justice, or maybe the Supreme Court. Question number 4. Republic Act 6713 requires public officials and employees to submit a blank A. Quarterly financial report, B. Medical certificate, C. Performance evaluation form, or letter D. Statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth. Since ang ating batas po ay naglalayong maipromote ang transparency, accountability, and integrity sa ating mga pampublikong opisina, isa sa mga requirements na nakasaad sa Republic Act 6713 is for the public officials and employees to submit a statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth or SALN. Ang SALN po kasi ito ay isang document that provides a comprehensive declaration of the financial standing of a public official or employee. It also helps in monitoring and preventing corruption by providing a means to detect any substantial increase in the wealth of public officials and employees. So kumbaga ang SALN ay magsisilbing gabay o magsisilbing malaking tulong para ma-monitor at mapiprevent yung corruption sa loob ng opisina. Kasi sa pamamagitan ng SALN, of course, madideclare doon kung magkano yung wealth mo, magkano yung increase sa wealth mo, ganun po. At kapag po ang isang public official or employee failed to comply with the submission of SALN or providing false information, may result in administrative sanctions or even criminal charges. Question number 5. Which government agency is responsible for implementation and enforcement of Republic Act 6713? A. Department of Justice, B. Civil Service Commission, C. Commission on Audit, or letter D. Office of the Ombudsman. Try to pause the video and answer the question. So the correct answer is letter B, Civil Service Commission. Kasi po si Civil Service Commission, it is the central human resource institution of the Philippine government who is tasked to oversee and regulate the civil service system. Because in the context of Republic Act 6713, the CSC plays a crucial role in enforcing the provisions of the law. Kasi po yung ibang government agencies na na-mention sa options like the Department of Justice, the Commission on Audit, and the Office of the Ombudsman, sila rin po ay mayroong important roles in the overall governance and accountability system. But the Civil Service Commission has the primary responsibility for the implementation and enforcement of the said act. Question number 6. Who are required to file the statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth, and a disclosure of business interests and financial connections? A. All public officials and employees, except those who serve in an honorary capacity, laborers, and casual or temporary workers. B. All public officials and employees, regardless of their position or tenure. C. Only public officials and employees who are elected into office. Or letter D. Only public officials and employees who work for the government for more than 5 years. Feel free to pause the video and try to answer the question. The correct answer is letter A. All public officials and employees except those who serve in an honorary capacity, laborers, and casual or temporary workers. Kasi magkano lang din naman pong sahod ng mga laborers, honorary capacity, casual or temporary workers, di ba, para mag-submit pa sila ng SALN. Kasi po sa SALN, i-declare talaga doon yung mga kayamanan mo like yung mga real property, mga personal property, investments, mga cash on hand, or yung mga nasa bangko, mga liabilities mo, mga business interest, and financial connections, at iba pa. That is why hindi po kasali yung mga persons or mga employees in honorary capacity, laborers, and casual or temporary workers. Question number 7. Can private individuals who participate in conspiracy with public officials in violation of this act be subject to penal liabilities? A. Yes. B. No. C. Only if they are co-principals. Or letter D. Only if they receive monetary gain from the conspiracy. The correct answer is letter A. Yes, they are still liable. So kahit na private individual ka, you are still liable so long you participate in conspiracy with public officials na nakabiolate sa Republic Act 6713. By the way, ano nga ba ang conspiracy na tinutukoy dito? Kapag sinabi po natin conspiracy, it refers to an agreement or plan made between two or more individuals to commit an illegal or wrongful act. So let's say for example, private individual ka or private ka na employee, tapos nakipag-agreement ka sa isang public official na magkaroon kayo ng transaction which is meant to be illegal. That means you are still liable. Kasi sabi dito, you are still liable so long you are cooperating or you are in agreement or you are participating in conspiracy with public officials na naka-violate sa Republic Act 6713. Question number 8. What is the allowed professional activity for public officials and employees during their incumbency? A. Owning a private enterprise, regulated, supervised, or licensed by their office. B. Engaging in the private practice of their profession without authorization. C. Recommending any person to any position in a private enterprise. Or letter D. None of the above. The correct answer is letter D. None of the above. Kasi lahat po yan ay prohibited acts and transactions in the government offices. Which also means these activities are not allowed. So, owning a private enterprise regulated, supervised, or licensed by their office is typically prohibited to prevent conflicts of interests. And also with letter B, engaging in the private practice of their profession without authorization may also be restricted. Kasi po, ang ating mga public officials and employees are required to focus on their official duties and are prohibited from using their positions for personal and financial gain through private practice. And also with letter C, recommending any person to any position in a private enterprise can be considered nepotism or favoritism and is generally not allowed because public officials should adhere to fair and merit-based practices in employment matters. Ibig sabihin po nito, once public official or employee ka na, you are not allowed to recommend any person to any position for fairness in employment matters. So in layman's term po, ito po yung tinatawag natin na backer system. So bawal po talaga yung backer system simula pa nung una. So nararapat lamang po talaga or kinakailangan na magkaroon ng ngipin ang batas na ito para mawala na yung backer system sa Pilipinas. At ang pagbabasihan na lang dapat sa isang aplikante ay yung kanyang mga documents or credentials. Hindi po yung kanyang influence sa isang empleyado or opisyalis ng gobyerno or kanyang connections. This is for the purpose of maintaining the integrity of the hiring process and ensure equal opportunities for all candidates. And it is generally expected that recommendations and appointments in private enterprises should be based on objective criteria, qualifications, and fair evaluation processes, rather than personal connections or recommendations from a government employee. Question number 9. What is the penalty for violating Section 7, 8, or 9 of this Act? Choose the letter that corresponds to your answer. And feel free to pause the video to have more time in reading the choices. Section 11, or the penalties of the Republic Act 6713, states that violations of Section 7, 8, or 9 of this Act shall be punishable with imprisonment not exceeding 5 years, or a fine not exceeding 5,000 pesos, or both, and in the discretion of the court of competent jurisdiction, disqualification to hold public office. Therefore, the correct answer is letter B. Question number 10. This will be our last question. So, what happens if a statement submitted by a public official is determined to be incomplete or not in proper form? Letter A, the public official is immediately removed from office. Letter B, the designated committee informs the public official to take corrective action. Letter C, the public official is subject to a fine and imprisonment. Or letter D, the designated committee files a criminal case against the public official. The correct answer is letter B, the designated committee informs the public official to take corrective action. Because in many cases, if a statement submitted by a public official is found to be incomplete or not in proper form, the designated committee or governing body responsible for overseeing public officials may notify the official and request them to rectify the issue. For the reference of our answer, this can be found in Section 10 of Republic Act 6713 entitled Review and Compliance Procedure, in which the designated committees of both houses of the Congress shall establish procedures for the review of the statements to determine whether the said statements which have been submitted on time are complete and are in proper form. In the event a determination is made that the statement is not so filed, the appropriate committee shall so inform the reporting individual and direct him to take the necessary corrective action. So this is the part 1 of the sample questions for the Republic Act 6713, and stay tuned for the part 2 of this video. And I hope na may natutunan po kayo sa ating video today. And if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to your friends. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.